Welcome to Rare Earth Pottery. Come in and have a look.
My name is Jan Lovewell.
And my name is Robb.
We're in Lund, BC.
We're a short distance from the Lund Harbor and the center of the Lund community.
We have regular hours in the summertime that are posted around Lund, and in the wintertime you can phone and come by appointment.
I enjoy actually interacting with the tourists and customers, and I'm quite willing to spend time explaining our work. We've met some really amazing people. We have quite a few repeat customers now that actually come and purchase something every year. We've developed a bit of a following, I guess, and some personal relationships that have ended up being quite significant to us.
High school was my introduction to pottery, and then a couple of years at college and being an art major, and a full summer at the Mendocino Arts Center doing full-time pottery, and then some workshops and just my own, working on my own after that.
Well, I was convinced I was going to be an artist after I was kind of acknowledged in grade 2. My mother was an artist. My uncle, who died in the First World War, had a scholarship to the Alberta College of Art. And when I showed a little bit of talent, I was encouraged to right away to pursue that. By age 15, I was attending the adult night school at the Alberta College of Art. So I started out painting and drawing. Did probably 30 years of printmaking and screen printing. Gradually fell in love with pottery. It seemed to satisfy my interest in form and color. I treat each piece almost as though it's like a painting.
We specialize in 2 types of pottery. One is wood-fired, which produces pieces like these behind me, which are fired at a very high temperature for 48 hours and only using wood for the fuel. So we fire with another 2 potters usually, a large kiln that's in Earl's Cove, and we take shifts because you have to feed the fire constantly through the whole period of time.
Wood firing involves a real commitment to produce work that will actually have a chance of a good outcome in the kiln. The wood firing can be very hard on the pots. It's very hard on the kiln. We're firing to very high temperatures, like over 2300 Fahrenheit. We fire with a volume of wood that's about equivalent to 2 cords of wood. That produces a lot of ash and atmospheric changes in the kiln, which all function to create incredible surfaces if we're lucky. The outcome can be just incredibly beautiful, but unpredictable. So we're taking a big risk, and we've got a lot at stake when we're doing the wood firing.
The second type of pottery we do is raku, and we do a process that we don't usually use glaze on it, but we use a temporary glaze that is on and off to help create some interesting crackle patterns on the body of the clay itself. That work is all burnished to make a nice surface, and what I mean by that is we'll rub the clay all over with the stone to make it very, very smooth. It's labor intensive. On raku, we use a small gas kiln, propane. The thing with that kiln is you have to be able to open it during the firing to remove the pots to smoke them.
The method of firing that we're doing now and the kind of philosophy behind Japanese ceramics has particularly inspired me. And it's also, when I was painting it, more of abstract expressionism. Wood-fired kiln seems to facilitate that kind of free form, color, and texture.
I've realized that what inspires me is the clay itself, because the feel of it when you're working with it, it's so wonderful. And having some facility with it that I can, try various forms, and with the firing methods we use and on the right forms, I will occasionally produce something that really quite moves me with its beauty. It's not me, really. It's because of the nature of what happens in the wood kiln, and also with the raku. It transforms what you start with. You give it the canvas and it transforms it, and there's surfaces there I could never ever paint.
I've never actually taken well to the potter's wheel. I prefer to just start with a lump of clay and stick my thumb in and pinch out something, or roll out a slab or do coil pots. So my farms are fairly organic. Both raku and wood firing really benefit from these natural processes.
We each make our own pieces. We will critique on request, and then we always fire together.
Yeah, we've kind of gone in little diverse directions with our own process, but we fire together. I help Jan with the raku firing, and we work as a team doing shifts at the wood-fired kiln. We take turns, or we're both here, and if Jan's busy working on a process and I'm available, I'll come in and greet the customers. Since we moved to this location, I've only been selling from the studio and occasionally exhibiting my work.
I also have work at the Tugum Gallery in Lund, down below the hotel, and in Garden Bay at the Flying Anvil. We have a website, rareearthpottery.ca, and you will see samples of what we make, but you would contact us directly if there's something you see that you would be interested in.